Right then, let's roll with this. Hopefully we're live. I'm gonna have to have a look on my end, see if the sound's coming through. No idea if any people turn, but no worries. It's a stream to just get things going, check things out, kind of thing. Let's have a look. Here we're gonna go. Let's have a look on my end. Are we live with sound? Yeah, we are. Wicked. No worries, man. So we'll wait for people. If people do turn up, if not, no worries. We'll crack on anyway. Been a good week. We've obviously got a big weekend, haven't we? With what's going on tonight. Callum Smith and John Ryder, and then Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz in a rematch that, hey, maybe you didn't think was quite necessary, but a fun one nonetheless. Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz, but we're waiting for Callum Smith to take his stage in the main event. But we've got Tony Bellew at the moment. I think who's this? Is Craig Glover? Yeah, is it Craig Glover? He trains. I think he manages him. Yeah, I think that's the case, isn't it? So Craig Glover in backstage with Tony Bellew at the moment. He's fighting against Chris Billam-Smith, which I think is going to be a really good fight. Actually, I quite like this fight. I was there at the weigh-in yesterday, and it was really weird because Chris Billam-Smith, he comes across like the gentleman, doesn't he? And then he proper gave it like the big stare to Glover when it came to the weigh-in. It's quite strange actually. He's probably like leaning his tiptoes, and he had to be like kind of dragged away from his opponent, which is interesting, I thought. But yeah, we'll see what Chris Billam-Smith does, because obviously he's coming off that loss against Richard Riakporhe, which was a contentious loss, and he said it himself. You know, I don't think I lost. I don't think that I was defeated by Richard Riakporhe, but he didn't get the decision, and now he's back in. He didn't want a 4-round fight. He didn't want a 6-round fight. He didn't want any of that. He wanted to get back in straight away, and here he is now against an opponent in Glover who's not, by no means is he an easy touch. I think Chris Billam-Smith will come through this for sure, but it's going to be a tough. It should, on paper anyway, be a tough old scrap for Chris. But we'll find out. We'll find out soon enough. Chris is just making his way into the ring now. You can't hear what ring music he's got, but all sorts of stuff going on this weekend, isn't it? Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz is going to be a cracker of a fight. That is. Can't wait for that. I don't know if I'm streaming for it, because it's like 3-4 a.m. in the morning. I'm going to be knackered, and I'll be knackered coming back from Liverpool to go to this weigh-in. But I might do. I'm not sure just yet. We'll find out. We'll see if this boxing action keeps me up, kind of thing. Keeps me going. Feeling a little bit under the weather as well, which can't help, but that's another thing. So anyway, yeah, Chris has made his way into the ring, waiting for Craig Glover. Shane McGuigan. It's Shane McGuigan and it's the rivalry, innit? I can't remember who's back in the ring, but there's that little thing going on here, innit? But yeah, he wants to win. It's the Commonwealth, innit? The Commonwealth's on the line for this one. He wants to win this title, and then hopefully for him, go back to Bournemouth and get a big fight in Bournemouth, and he can defend that Commonwealth. Maybe the British title down the line for him. Coming out with no one is a little bit strange. Oh, here we go. They're coming out round the back behind him afterwards. Yeah. British Commonwealth title and the British title down the line is something he wants, and we'll see if he gets it. He's got to come through Craig Glover, decent opponent. But yeah, tonight is obviously about the main event, Callum Smith versus John Ryder, which is a good fighting prospect. I think Callum Smith will come through it, but we'll get to that hopefully after this one. Hopefully it won't be too late. We won't have to wait too long. There it is, the Commonwealth belt. The real deal. I had to come back. Didn't know what time I'd be streaming because I was at a baby shower of all things, so I had to come back from the baby shower, be there, and then I could find out if I was streaming. So turn out or not, it doesn't matter to me. Be good to just get back into the thing of things with streaming. So all cool with me. Taylor Tape 2016 debut, 17, 12 fights, 10 fights. More rounds for Chris Billam-Smith. Knockout percentage 67 to 80 for Chris Billam-Smith, leading that percentage in knockouts. Cruiserweight division, man. Who is it? Okoli vacated, didn't he? Is that what happened? I think it was Lawrence Okoli who vacated. Am I wrong? Let's have a quick look. Yeah, he vacated the British, did Lawrence Okoli. Yeah, so that's open. But yeah, man, I can't wait. I can't wait for Midlands Mayhem next week. That's gonna be good. That's gonna be a cracking card there. Got local talent. Excuse me. You got local talent, right? You know, you've got your Shabazz Masouds, you've got your Conor Parkers, you know, your Stokes Derbys, Birmingham stuff. Ryan Kelly's on the bill as well, and then you've got Zolani Tete versus Jean-Real Casimero, which is a cracker of a fight to headline Midlands Mayhem. Fucking brilliant to get those guys into Birmingham. Can't wait for that at all. Gonna be a good card. That I'm gonna be there for that one. I can't wait for that. But we got to get through this one. We got to get through John Wilder versus Luis Ortiz. Then we got Midlands Mayhem, and then Saudi Arabia, Anthony Joshua versus Luis Ortiz is gonna be an absolute fucking cracking way to lean towards the end of the year, man. Can't wait for it. Can't wait for it. Chris Billam-Smith just taking their introductions now. Chris Billam-Smith looks like he's got a nasty cut or bruise or something on his right shoulder. A little bit strange looking, can't lie. Yeah, CBS, Chris Billam-Smith. I can't remember how. I remember watching that fight, Rackport versus Billam-Smith. I remember the press conferences and everything. I can't remember actually watching the fight though and what I thought of it, which is kind of annoying. So I can't really tell you who I thought won. Yeah, I just know it was kind of like a contentious decision, but Craig Glover now getting his introductions. I need to find out who won from Tennyson versus Evans, because that looked like Evans wasn't going to make it through at all. So let's run through the undercard quickly whilst we're waiting for this, and then I'll get to this. But the internet is slow. What was streaming and that? Here you go. Fight Night Live. Sean Masher beating Tom Farrell, Fazza Farrell. Both the same stable. That's what I'm trying to say. I have to get it out 6 times. Yeah, both the same stable. Both good friends. They know each other. So that was a bit of a strange one. But it was a technical decision. What was it? It was a clash of heads or something like that. Which is a shame. It's a bit of a shit way to end the fight. But anyway, Chris Billam-Smith and Glover are about to touch gloves for the first round, so we'll get into this. Bell for the first round rings, and they take the center of the ring, do both of them. Just pouring with jabbers. Glover, neither of them have landed just yet. Just tentative as well with jabbers. Backing his man up is Glover. Chris Billam-Smith shoots with an overhand right, and they clinch. They're just toe to toe at the moment, and then they push Chris Billam-Smith back to the ropes, and they're split, and they're back into the center of the ring. Stepping forward, feinting with a double jab is Glover. No real action just yet. Just both of them feeling each other out. A jab slips past the cheek of Chris Billam-Smith. Clinching in the centre of the ring, and they're split by the referee. Hopefully this isn't a tell for how good double hand, then good double jab, then the right hand from Chris Billam-Smith. After he slips a right hand, he then comes back with a left, just misses from Chris Billam-Smith. Eats a body shot, then it hits off of the off of that as he steps back, shoots a left hook, which lands on Glover. I think he's bleeding. I think he's bleeding already. Let's have a quick look. Is he? No, maybe he's not. Maybe I just saw the red off of yeah, no, I just saw the red off oh no, he is. He is. It's off his left eye. He's bleeding from his left eye. There's a cut. Big Dan, good to have you here. If you're new, smash the like and subscribe to the channel. I'm not sure if I've seen you here before. I apologise if you have been here before. I will buy that shitty Wilder pay-per-view if Smith loses. So I assume you're from America and you've got to pay the price for it. What is it, like $70? I'm over here in the UK, obviously. We get it for free on Sky Sports. Obviously, we weren't paying the price when it comes to Andy Ruiz versus Joshua 2. We have to pay 25 quid for it, which is like a £5 price increase. Sooner or later, will it be ended up in like that 70 quid range or $70 range is what you pay. I think that's now like 60 quid. But yeah, man, fair if you're gonna buy it. I mean, what Lewis Neri dropped out because that fight got cancelled off because he couldn't make the fucking weight, which is a shame. You got who you got in there? You got Santa Cruz as well. Santa Cruz, what's he up to these days? Yeah, that fight is basically mainly for the main event, and you know, depends what you think about it. Depends how you see it going. A lot of people seem to think that Luis Ortiz is going to get wiped out. He's going to get Bermane Stiverne. I'm not sure. I don't think anyone walks through Luis Ortiz. I think I see it going pretty much the same way, but I think it goes the same sort of rounds. I don't really think I see it ending that much earlier. Maybe by a round. We'll see how much Ortiz has actually aged. I know his age. Obviously, we don't know how old he is, but it's 2 years since that last fight. But we'll see how much he's actually aged from that last one, and if he's got any sort of shot resistance. But the guy looks fucking good. He looks good for whatever age he is. He looks like he's trimmed down. His body mass composition has changed. He looks a lot more hench than he was beforehand. So if that translates to anything in the ring, that's going to be interesting. But yeah, I think Wilder does win that one. I've got an advert for Jose Mourinho. Who's now joined Tottenham. So that first round went, probably give that to Billam-Smith. Just marked up his opponent a lot more, got in a couple of more cleaner punches. Cleaner, more telling punches as well. And there's now a cut under Glover's eye, which is a bad start to the first round of this fight. It's not something you want. Was it an accident? Yeah, they're looking like it's an accident and clash of heads, as opposed to from a punch. When they clinched, something's just gone on there. Cutman has done quite well. You can't see the cut right now. Craig Glover looks like the fella that played X-Men. The fella that played Beast from X-Men, who was also in he was in EastEnders, weren't he? He looks like him. Good left hook there from Glover. Stepping forward, trying to push Billam-Smith, who feints, but Glover doesn't buy the feint. They trade hooks. Neither of them either affected. Double jab. The second jab comes through from Glover on Billam-Smith. Just missing with a jab and then the right hand to the body. Glover just reaching a little bit. He's got to be careful not to reach. They trade hooks again and they clinch. Billam-Smith shoots a right over the top but misses as well. Too close to each other in that clinch. They can't get anything clean off at the moment. Trying to shoot in, trying to get some work off in the clinch. The referee's allowing it, but nothing's clean at the moment. It's all pretty messy. Eats a stiff jab, does Billam-Smith, as he tries to step in. Then takes a couple of steps back. Eats another jab from Glover. Just happy to circle around on the back foot is Chris Billam-Smith here. Just taking his time. If he's not quite got going. Eats a stiff right hand from Glover though. Took a stiff right hand there. Looks okay from it. He's coming back with a 1-2. Then he clinches the head. Tries to, don't know what good left hook there though from Chris Billam-Smith. And after the clinch, Glover's not keeping concentrated, and Chris Billam-Smith shoots a left hook. So stiff jab there from Glover. A left hook in return. Check left hook. Chris Billam-Smith tries to shoot it, but Glover's just like a couple of centimeters away from it. Just misses, just reaching with it. The trading jabs, a stiff overhand right there from Glover this time round. Chris Billam-Smith is just walking into it a little bit. Trying to get some work off in the clinch. Shoots an uppercut, which is just smothered as well. Left hook to the body, though, from Chris Billam on Glover. Clinches forward and ducks down with his head. The referee separates them. This guy, Glover, looks exactly like the Beast from X-Men when he's in human form. Single jab. And another single jab from Chris Billam-Smith, sorry. Overhand right caught on the guard from Chris Billam-Smith. Left hook to the body. That was a good left hook. Just moves out of the way afterwards from Chris Billam-Smith. Tries to shoot another uppercut, but it's a little bit smothered. Ivana Humpalot, thanks for this, brother. No problem, Ivana. I see you a lot in the chats for like press conferences, for undercard like live streams and things. I saw you on the undercard for Tennyson versus Craig Evans. So I see you around in the streams in the community. So good to finally have you on this stream. I appreciate that. So if you're new here, Ivana Humpalot, like and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it. I've got a video coming out soon. I also interview for Boxing News TV, so go over to Boxing News TV and check out some of my interviews I've done. I was there for the weigh-in yesterday. Callum Smith and John Ryder, and Chris Billam-Smith looked proper intense. He was proper staring into the eyes of Craig Glover. I know you can't really tell too much about these sort of things, but he proper looked up for it. Like, they call him the gentleman and that, but when it came to actually staring up his opponent in his face, he proper switched it on Glover, and he wouldn't take his eyes off him until he got like taken away by his people in his corner, which is quite interesting, I thought. But yeah, he ate a bit of a right hand there at the start of the previous round, and now they're into the next round, and they're just tentative with each other, stepping in with a jab. No one getting in through with anything conclusive at the moment. Good right hook to the body. In return from Chris Billam-Smith is a left hook, which is the more telling punch. Tries to shoot a right hand without the jab. Glover sees it coming and he clinches. Complains about getting hit over the head. And in the clinch, they're still working. They're still shooting off of each other. A good right hook comes to the body. Then in return, left hook from Glover. It's getting a little bit wild, but a little bit spicy as well. Good slip of the jab, then a hook to the body from Chris Billam-Smith. The ref's now complaining. Stopped the action, and he's saying that I think one of the punches was low. It wasn't the hook, for sure. It wasn't the hook. That was a peach of a shot. I think it might have been a follow-up shot afterwards. He's now giving Craig Glover the opportunity to recover. He's taken only about 30-40 seconds of it. They're back into action now. Single jab from Chris Billam-Smith out of range. Glover just looking bloody to the eyes, leaking blood from his nose as well. But he's not shook by it at the moment. He's quite composed still. Missing with a jab and then a right hand. Chris Billam is. Craig Glover sees it coming. Shoots a 1-2 as Chris Billam-Smith is coming in again, complaining about getting a shot to the head, back of the head. Sorry. Right hand from Glover to Chris Billam-Smith. Just trying to find his range here, CBS. Taking the step to the back foot towards ropes, then stepping in, missing with his shot. Single jab gets through from both of them. I think Chris Billam-Smith is trying to catch and counter maybe. Left hook to the body, then left hook to the head from CBS. Good shot. Then pulls off with the jab as well afterwards, just to keep his range. A clinch. They're going to try and get off some work in the clinch. An uppercut. Chris Billam-Smith has tried to get an uppercut off of numerous times in these clinches. Hasn't quite worked for him just yet. Glover's been aware of it, but it might tell us in the later rounds as he eats a left hook to the body. There, another uppercut he tries again. Just seeing again. Left hook though this time around gets through from CBS. Left hook, but then eats a right hook, and I think Chris Billam-Smith's hey, they're exchanging hooks now. Showing a good chin here is Chris Billam-Smith. He smiles a little bit there as well. Gloves are down. Gloves are back up. Bell for that round rings. It's just starting to pick up a little bit here. But I think Chris is making this a lot more harder than he should. I think he wants to get him out there. He wants to kind of straight walk through him, which is up to him if that's how he wants to approach the fight. But he can box a lot better than he's shown right now. I think that's by choice as opposed to anything else. I think he wants to straight have a scrap with Glover, which is his prerogative, and it's just starting to make for a really good fight. At times, anyway. "10 seconds warning from the referee to the corner." Single jab from Glover. Eats 2 jabs in return from Billam-Smith. Fainting with a jab now is Chris. No one's got off with anything. Eats a right hand there, does Chris. Jab to the body from Chris. Gets through. Slips a right hand, then counters with a left. Just smothered, doesn't quite get through to him. In return is a right hook from Glover. A good right hook to the body from Glover. The heads are coming together a little bit on this clinch. No one's getting any work off at the moment. They're just teetering and tottering with each other. No one's just shooting just yet from that clinch. Out of the clinch, a left hook from Chris, but doesn't get through. Good uppercut. Now that uppercut inside inside when the heads are together, the uppercut has just gone through now for the first time. So he's now had that success with that punch that he's tried to have success with in the previous rounds. To no avail, but now it's got through for the first time. Tries to throw a check left hook as Glover comes in. The left hook lands but has no real effect on Glover. And again tries a left hook, but it's blocked. Single jab and a right hand from Glover this time gets through. Another cracking right hand there. Split flying from the mouth of Chris. On the inside, he shoots that right hook again. I think he got it through that time round. Glover tries that shot again. Doesn't get through this time round, but eats a body shot in return from CBS. They're clinching again. They're holding this time around. Neither man wanted to punch in that clinch. They wanted to just get separated from the referee. Take a couple of quick seconds. This time in the clinch, they're working. Right and left hooks. A good shot to the body there from CBS on Glover. Glover walks through it. Another right uppercut there from CBS on a clinch. This time he's clinching on the ropes. Another right hook again on the inside. Got through a couple of times now with that right hook. Right to the body as well from CBS. Right and a left hook to the body. Vicious body shots there. They won't tell now, but they might tell through the later rounds. A single jab gets through now. Slowing down his man here is Chris Billam-Smith on to Glover. Eats a right hook, a right hand, sorry, in the way in. Again, 3-4 punches coming through here. And Glover is down. He's now wore his man down, as I was just saying. Glover takes a knee. It's at 4. We're at 6, 7, 8. He's getting up at 8. He should get the opportunity here to... Oh, he's just met the count for the bell. Yeah, there was a flurry of punches there, and more of those uppercuts that Chris Billam-Smith has been trying to land throughout the fight. He didn't get the success because Glover had seen it coming early in the rounds, but this time around, as the fatigue has started to set in now, those uppercuts have come in, and a flurry of punches. There was a left hook, a couple of left hooks actually that got through, and Craig Glover's down. You can see Tony is not happy about it. Alciesta there and on the left as well, but yeah. Tony's up on his feet. He's willing his man to continue, and his man did answer the count there. Got the benefit there as well. It just happened towards the end of the round there. We would have been interesting to see what happened. But it was one clean left hook that got through from Chris. Bell for the next round rings. Chris is probably going to try and jump on his man here. Double jab from Chris. Just composed at the moment, taking his time. Trading jabs. Trading jabs and then hooking off the jab there from Chris. Trying to get his head off the center line as he jabs as well. Trying to slip it. Then come forward. Slips out the way of a right, overhand right as well. Single jab again. Good work here from Chris. A 1-2, then a left hook. He's coming on his man. That right uppercut again there from Chris. And Glover's in trouble here. He's just covering up. He's trying to smother the work here. But he's going to eat those right hooks all day if he gets in that clinch. Eats an overhand right there. He's egging on his man here is Glover. But he's not fighting back, which is the issue. Misses that right hook this time around. But eats a left in return. It's unanswered punches at the moment. He's not out of it just yet, but he's not answering back, which is the issue. Staggering just a tiny bit. A complaint of an elbow from the referee as he pushes the men away from each other. A little bit of a low shot there from Chris there. Gets away with it. Right hook and a left here. Now Chris is really pouring on here. This can be stopped at any point here, I think. And Craig is down from a left, and the ref has waved it off, I think. Chris Billam-Smith has knocked it. No, it's given a count. 5, 6, 7, 8. He's up. The ref's letting him continue, but he's got to answer back. Glover has got to answer back because he's not at the moment. Right. It's got to be over any time now. Trying to Hail Mary here. Left hook there from Glover. Another one. Yeah, he's down. Yeah. Over. And there it is. Chris Billam-Smith knocks out. Well, actually, his referee calls it off, doesn't he? So, but he would have. I mean, he's made us tough shit, man. Fucking hell, he's got a head on him and everything. But the problem was he wasn't thrown back. He wasn't thrown back at all, and that could have been stopped a lot sooner. He's got his consciousness about him, which is good to see. But I think that should have been stopped a little bit earlier for me. Chris showing good sportsmanship here, just hugging his man. Good to see. I think it's Andy Lee in the commentary saying the referee could have stopped that a lot earlier. I completely agree. This is what I was saying during that fight as well. Could have been stopped a lot earlier. Those punches didn't need to be taken. He just wasn't shooting back, which is the issue. Yeah, fine, he was coming through the punches, but not fighting back. And it could have been stopped a lot sooner. But it wasn't. Chris Billam-Smith got the win anyway. Luckily, the man is okay as well. But decent victory. And this sets him off for that rematch that he so sorely wants against Richard Riakporhe. Chris Billam-Smith could have taken an easy 4-round, 6-round, whatever round fight. But he didn't. He wanted to come back in for the Commonwealth title against Glover. So he took that opportunity. He hasn't taken an easy one to end the year and set himself up for 2020. In fact, actually, he's taken what was supposed to build to be a 50-50. Chris Smith has obviously put end to that being a 50-50 quite conclusively. But now, leading on to 2020, he's now making his way back, and maybe we'll get that Riakporhe rematch in the future. Starts off with a good right hook to the body, then overhand right, then another one. And another one on the left, and it's that uppercut. The uppercut I've been telling you about as well. They've been sneaking through the guard of Craig Glover, which he didn't have an answer to. As towards the end of those rounds, he didn't have an answer to him. He had the answer to him in the first portion of the fight, when fatigue hadn't been setting in. He could see them coming, but towards the end of it, he just started eating them. And I think once Chris Billam-Smith knew that shot was coming through and the defenses were leaky, the defenses were porous, he knew he could pour it on a little bit more, and hooks come through, rights come through, lefts come through, shots to the body came through. He set it up with body shots, and then he finished to the top, and he just kept going to the top, and to the winner go the spoils. Chris Billam-Smith beats Craig Glover. Yeah, one overhand right, one very, very light overhand right comes over the top from Craig Glover. Could have been stopped a lot earlier. Should have been stopped a lot earlier. But Chris Billam-Smith marches on.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause, please, for both of these warriors. Referee Mark Tyson calls a halt to this contest. The official time of the stoppage, 1 minute and 45 seconds of round number 5. Your winner by
Round 5. Stopped in round 5, man. And the new. Diamante loves calling him CBS, don't he? CBS. CBS Sportsman. The guy looks like so much like Beast from X-Men. Let me have a quick look at what Beast X-Men, what his name was. Nicholas Hoult. He looks like Nicholas Hoult does Craig Glover. And Tony Bellew's managed man, unfortunately, loses in Liverpool. It's 10-3 now. His record goes to, doesn't it? Lost to Chris Billam-Smith. He beat a guy by the name of Yuri Svachina on points, and he lost. I think it was a shock defeat, wasn't it, against Vaclav Pesar. He got knocked out after beating Simon Vasily in, I think it was Newcastle. So the fella, I mean, he lost early in his career. Tried to rebuild. He's come back in now for the Commonwealth title against Chris Billam-Smith, getting that opportunity. And Tony Bellew's man, has come up short. Whether he rebuilds, whether he continues or not, is another thing. At the age of 28, there's still time left. It's up to whether he's got the motivation and drive and wants to continue off in the sport. Obviously, Tony Bellew is managing him and will advise him appropriately and accordingly. We'll see what route he goes, but conclusive victory there for Chris Billam-Smith, who moves forward. Let's see what he says if he calls out Reactpour.
Craig's a very good fighter. I was scared going into that fight because I knew how good he was and how tough he was. But Craig Glover is a better fighter than his record suggests, and I hope he carries on because he's got success.
So Chris wants him to carry on, and Chris is saying that he's a very tough bloke. Those are hard shots, and they fucking were hard shots. They really were. So he's got a good chin on him. Now, potentially, he gets to have his fight down the line in Bournemouth, which is what he wants, doesn't he? He wants a fight down, like a British title fight, a Commonwealth title fight in Bournemouth. He wants to bring boxing back to Bournemouth, which is good for him. It'd be good. It'd be nice for him to have that title, have a title fight in Bournemouth. Whether he can get it is another thing, but if he can.
Into a hard fight after a close one, but he's picked up his first belt, and he kept it in the stable. Obviously, Lawrence totally gave it up. He's moving on to world honours, and I've got to thank him for giving us and big thanks to Eddie Hearn for giving us the opportunity to fight for a belt straight after a loss. And we want that Reactpour. We want it. We want that.
They want Reactpour. Don't blame him.
want the winner of that? Will you be ringside for that, making your case? I'll be there, 9th of December.
Yeah, React pause there. He's against Massey, isn't he? Chris is saying he'll be there ringside. He wants the winner.
After that, I'd love that fight next. If not, I'd love a fight back home in Bournemouth. We never have a televised TV show in Bournemouth.
There you go, he's saying Bournemouth.
Down there in Southampton, we've got Jack Killian, who trains with Josh Pritchard, and then Lee Cutler and the other lads in the gym. We can put on a decent show down there, and hopefully Eddie can sort that out if we can't get the React Hall Massey winner.
That's good. That's good. He's, you know, he's not tooting his horn about this fight and that fight. He wants to fight local. He wants to bring boxing back to Bournemouth. I love that.
I'm hugely proud of him. It's hard not to sound a bit overpraising, but he's a wonderful young man. He's had a lot to do with Liverpool, and he's done a magnificent job. I am so proud of this young fella here, Chris.
Oh, Ivana Humpler is fucking Ricardo Shilly Shally, aren't you? You're Snake Hips. What am I on about, man? You changed your name like 3-4 times, haven't you, Ivana Humpler? You were Snake Hips, Ricardo Shilly Shally. If you're still here, yeah, man. Good to have you here. I totally forgot. I remembered by your picture who you are, Snake Hips. You still listen to the Boxing Asylum? Are you in the Mixer chat? If you're in here, let me know. Buffer giving him a quick word there. Fucking Nathan Rattray. Nathan, pleasure to have you here. Nathan, if you're new here, smash a like and subscribe to the channel. Can Billy Joe Saunders beat Callum Smith? Can he? Yeah. Billy Joe Saunders is a talented fighter, and Billy Joe Saunders is one of those fighters that he fights to the level of his opponent. And we don't really know where Callum Smith is in terms of his talent, because Callum Smith has never really been tested. He's never really been in the ring against an opponent who's, you know, 100% fit, 100% at his weight. He's not being like weight bullied as such, I suppose, if you want to use that term. But Callum Smith's best win is against George Groves. George Groves, who we all know messed up his shoulder against Chris Eubank late in that fight. What was it, round 10? And then continued on fighting. And then there was the WBSS final was in jeopardy because George Groves was coming off shoulder surgery or the injury with his shoulder. So we never knew if George Groves was 100%. It turns out George Groves, we all know. George Groves said obviously he was okay, but no way was George Groves 100% for that fight. I think he's pretty much said as much. He doesn't want to make excuses, does George, because he's a professional. But that's probably his best win against a injured fighter. I mean, he had trouble against I can't remember the name. You have to give me 20 seconds. Yeah, but Callum Smith had trouble against. It was one of his previous fights. Yeah, it's Nick. Was it Nicky Holtzkin? It weren't Holtzkin. It was another one. Eric Skoglund. He had trouble against Skoglund. Like Skoglund was getting through some shots against him, and yeah, like I think can Billy Joe Saunders be going back to your question? Sorry, Nathan. Can Billy Joe Saunders beat Callum Smith? Hell yeah, I believe Billy Joe Saunders can beat Callum Smith. It's just if Billy Joe Saunders turns up on the night and he performs well, it's going to be a cracking fight. It'll be a proper 50-50, but everything is in Callum Smith's favour, especially if it ends up being an Anfield fight in 2020 and puts everything back in kind of Callum Smith's corner. But in short, to answer your question, yeah, I think Billy Joe Saunders can beat him. Whether he does is another thing. I'd probably favour at this point Callum Smith, height-wise, range-wise. Maybe just a little bit more talent he's shown so far. Actually, no, I take that back because maybe you'd probably say Billy Joe Saunders has shown a bit more. He's obviously in the ring against Chris Eubank Jr. than David Lemieux. But yeah, we don't know where they're both. We don't know where either of them are at the moment right now in terms of the talent because they haven't had those tests just yet. So, yeah. But I'd probably just favour Callum Smith. Tommy Temper, big up Ames. Tommy Temper, great to have you in here. Always in here. Ivana Humpelite, you're back in here. Mate, you're Ricardo Shilly Shally and Snake Hips, aren't you? You've changed your name like 3-4 times. I know you're here because you've got the pictures the same, so it's great to have you back in here. Are you still in the mixer chat for Boxing Asylum? Boom Boom, Boom Boom, I think I saw you at the Fury book signing. Boom Boom, I wasn't there because it was in London or Manchester or something. I think it was London. But if I was there, I would have told you because you were in the stream with me the day before. I would have told you. I would have happily met up with you and maybe got like a drink with you or some shit like that because that would have been cool. But nah, I wasn't at the book signing, unfortunately. It would have been great to have been there, but you were there. Tell me about it. Did you get your book signed? Did you get to speak to Tyson a little bit? What was that like? And how long did you queue for? Because you were saying you were going to queue early for that, weren't you? But yeah, man, great to have you guys here. If you're new here, smash the like and subscribe to the channel. Just doing a little bit here. I've got a video coming out tomorrow on Monday, most likely tomorrow, but it might be Monday. But it's a thank you video to you guys. If you don't know, I'm interviewing for Boxing News TV, so go over to Boxing News TV and smash the like and subscribe to that channel. I was at the weigh-in yesterday for Callum Smith versus John Ryder. Got to get a couple of interviews and film the weigh-in and stuff, and I've been doing weigh-in interviews for other events as well, which I'll be covering, so I'm excited to do that sort of stuff. So if I'm humble, you're asking what happened with Glover and Billam-Smith. Billam-Smith finished Glover in the 5th round after a succession of punches. In the previous four rounds, Craig Glover was able to, when it got close, was able to block some punches, and the telling punch that he was able to block was an uppercut that Chris Billam-Smith tried to get through with no success. However, as he got more tired, as he got more fatigued to Craig Glover, he started not seeing the punches coming, his defenses started dropping, and then Chris Billam-Smith was able to come through with those uppercuts, which allowed him to then set up a succession of left hooks, a right as well, but it was the left hook that did the damage first of all in the first knockdown, and then in the successive knockdowns as well to then finish off Craig Glover. However, I do feel that when it came to especially the third knockdown, Craig Glover could have been stopped a lot earlier because all he was doing was plodding forward with a loose but high guard, and it wasn't answering back with any punches at all. So for me, the referee could have stepped in any point after that second knockdown, or even just waved it off after that second knockdown. But Craig Glover showed a good chin there, showed he was able to at least stand, which isn't great when you think about it. But yeah, Chris Billam-Smith with a good knockout, and he goes forward, hopefully looking to, at least from his perspective, to get a rematch with Richard Riakporhe. But he's also set his sights and scope on potentially having and defending his Commonwealth title, or maybe in a British title down the line. But yeah, the Commonwealth title in Bournemouth, which is where he's from, and he wants that wants a fight in his end. So fair play to him for having that kind of goal and target for him. But that's what happened in that fight, and now that sets up for the main event nicely. Callum Smith versus John Ryder. It's all for John Ryder to do, isn't it? Obviously the favourite is Callum Smith, but John Ryder could shock the world, and he's well up for it. By all means, he's well up for it. When I was at the weigh-in yesterday, Callum Smith and John Ryder didn't take that. It's weird because they come across as quite like nice and placid at times, guys. But they had to stare down. Neither of them would take their eyes off each other. Don't know what it was about. And then Callum Smith started smiling, and eventually they took their eyes off each other. But they're well up for it. Both of them are well up for it. And Callum Smith is a consummate professional. They've said he's trained hard. They've left no stone unturned. They're not estimating their opponent here. They're in it for the long haul. They're in it for the fight that's they won at Anfield 2020, as Nathan Rattray was saying, against a Billy Joe Saunders, against a Canelo, a Kovalev, a Triple G, a Danny Jacobs, that sort of level opponent, or like Billy Joe Saunders is the most likely one, and I think they both would want that fight. It's the easiest fights of the lot to make, but yeah, to get that fight, he's gonna have to come through John Ryder, so he can't take his eye off of John Ryder, and that's the basis of their focus and their motivation. So Callum Smith should have everything He has everything. It's just whether he has the focus, and we'll see that, won't we? The proof will be in the pudding when it comes into the ring against John Ryder. So we'll find out pretty soon. The main event should happen. The ring walk should be happening pretty soon as well. Smith is not an elite fighter. Watch that Skoglund fight. He was awful from Ivana Humpalot. Yeah, listen, I think I've watched this Skoglund fight. I can't remember it, but I know that a lot of people say that, you know, Skoglund got through with a lot of punches. Callum Smith was eating a lot of punches, and this is the thing. Like with Billy Joe Saunders and Callum Smith, they've never really had an opponent enough that's been in there competitive enough in with them for us to be able to tell what level they're at, whether, you know, they're elite or whatever level they are, where they're at in terms of other fighters. So it's really hard to tell. You know, it's been in, well, what can you tell from a Hassan N'Dam fight? What can you tell from a George Groves who's injured fight? You know what I mean? So it's one of those things we'll find out soon enough. Against I see Derek Chisora. I see Derek Chisora in the crowd. And Callum Smith is just getting a quick interview here while he's putting on his gloves. He's got his right glove on, but not his left. But yeah, like with Billy Joe Saunders as well, he fights to the level as opponent. Like he's beaten a Chris Eubank Jr. and he's beaten David Lemieux. Who else is he beaten? That's really to any sort of level. Like the Andrade fight didn't quite happen, didn't come off with him, and that would have been a good test, but we don't really know where Andrade is. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's difficult to know where these guys are, but especially with Callum Smith, like, is the motivation still there? Is the focus still there? The guy made a bucket load of money over in Saudi Arabia. He can retire whenever he wants. Who's else he has to take a picture with? John Ryder, getting an interview with him now. But this is almost like, this is John Ryder's opportunity. This is all about John Ryder, I think, here. If it's for him to take this opportunity and try to negate the size, try to negate the weight. I mean, what Ryder, you know, he's not a natural at this weight, is he? But he's riding a crest away from momentum. Tony Bellew just nudging Andy Crawler there, telling him that we're live and on air. Yeah, the size is all in his favour. Like, size and weight wise is all in Callum Smith's favour. And obviously John Ryder has pushed himself into the position. He's mandatory, and it's a domestic fight. Yeah, we like domestic fights and things, but it's all against him at the moment. And momentum is only so much until you get into the ring against that person. We'll see how much the momentum means for John Ryder when he gets it. When he starts taking punches from Callum, because Callum can just keep him on the end of that jab the whole night if he wanted to do so, and then take him out when he gets that opportunity. But yeah, John Ryder's got to force the action. He's got to put that bit in between his teeth, maybe take a few punches to land one, and we'll see if we can test him. Billy Joe isn't a super middleweight. I want to see him move back down. I mean, yeah, there are lots of fights at middleweight, isn't there? I don't really know where Billy Joe Saunders wants to continue his career. If he wants to be at super middle, like he got his. The punch didn't land on his chin though, but I'm gonna use the phrase, he got his chin checked, didn't he, against Shefat Isufi, who proper wobbled him, Billy Joe Saunders, sent his feet doing a funny dance, and so we're just getting replays of George Groves and Callum Smith here. It was a good fight, this was, for as long as it lasted. Shame that George Groves just wasn't 100%. I love George Groves though. The cracking check left hook as George Groves came through, and then he just unloaded on the. This is what's good though about Callum Smith. When he proper gets his man, he proper goes for it, and he did then. And one shot there when George Groves was down. But oh, you're a Scouser, mate. What do you think of my Scouse accent? I hope to the gods and the whole that John Ryder pulls this off and I'm a Scouser. That's what you're saying. Come on, man. You got to support your homeboy, Callum Smith, surely. Do you not like Callum Smith at all? You're probably going against him. Because, yeah, Callum Smith wants that Anfield fight, don't he? But John Ryder wants the Arsenal Emirates Stadium fight. He's an Arsenal fan. And you can proper put a massive spanner in the works of Callum Smith for those dream fights. And he wants, like, how much more easy is a fight against Canelo to make? If you're Callum Smith, it's a hard fight to make. If you're John Ryder against Callum Smith, if you're John Ryder against Canelo, that fight's a lot easier to make, isn't it? So Yeah, if he takes his opportunity, John Ryder, and he's probably going to jump in with Canelo if there isn't a rematch clause, which there most likely is. Sweet Caroline is about to play and the fight's about to start. I'm going to quickly go and grab a drink of water. I'll be back in a second. So if you're new here, I'm sure you probably guys aren't new here, but great to have you here nonetheless. But if you're new here, smash the like and subscribe to the channel. Got content coming up tomorrow. Got content coming up for Boxing News TV. I'm interviewing over there. So go to Boxing News TV and drop a like and subscribe on the interviews that I've done there as well. But content coming up soon on the channel. I know I've been saying it, but it is coming. I'm editing a video as we speak. I've got it here on my desktop. So, and it's a little thank you video and a video to get you guys kind of interacting. So, and follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Take Ames as well. I'm just gonna be back in a moment. I'm gonna grab myself a little sip of water. Right, I'm back, boyos. I just got my sip of water there. Sip of water for the boyos. Sip of water for the drinking. Sip of water for the working man, as Stone Cold would say. Just gotta work my shit out. There we go. Yeah, so John Ryder, man. Who would have thought fucking John Ryder after being beat by Rocky Fielding it's the same arena, isn't it? It's the same arena that Rocky Fielding beat John Ryder in. Worked his way back up on his own merit, beating Sorokin, fuck, why does the name elude me? I can't remember the name, but he beat Sorokin, I remember that victory. And now he's back in against Callum Smith, and he's got to take his opportunity. There we go. Callum Smith in the background. Liam Smith, where's Paul? Where's Paul? Can't see him. Where's Schmigger? Anyway, yeah. What are you saying? No, his career is laughable. He was a prospect for nearly a decade. We're talking about Callum Smith here. There he is. There's Paul. Callum Smith now making his entrance to the ring. Just gotta wait for these introductions, man. Can get annoying. Just takes so bloody long sometimes. I was coming out to You Never Walk Alone. Do you like? Are you red or blue? Snake Hips, are you red or blue? Man, whilst we're waiting for this, let's have just a quick conversation. Callum Smith now just coming up. Just a quick one with Callum. No worries. Would Caleb Plant be the favourite over Smith? Caleb Plant would be the favourite over Smith. I'm not too sure who I see as the weakest in the division. Who have you got? You got Callum Smith. You got Billy Joe Saunders. You got Canelo's in there. You've got Caleb Plant. You have David Benavidez. There's one more I'm missing. I know it. Let me just quickly get him up. Because the thing with Benavidez is, like, sometimes you might think David Benavidez is like the weakest, like skill-wise, but then he'll just come through and he'll be proper beyond you. And again with like David Benavidez, like, you don't know where he's at just yet because he's not really been in with an opponent just yet. Super middleweight champions, because I know I'm missing one. I think I'd probably put Caleb Plant as the weakest in the division out of the lot. Weakest of the champions, sorry. Uzcategui was a good win. I remember that. I liked Uzcategui when he came through. But I think I'd probably put Caleb Plant as the weakest in the super middleweight division. Let me just have a quick look again to remind myself of the champions. Weakest champions division. I've got to make sure I make that clear. Here we go. But yeah, so to answer your question, I would put Smith as the favourite. If you watch my interview with if you listen to my interview with Jonathan Reed used to train with Caleb Plant, and he puts one of his conversations as to one of the reasons as to why Caleb Plant is a champion right now, because Caleb Plant used to do kickboxing. And Jonathan Reed had a conversation with him in the gym, and he said, after sparring him, I think he said, like, "Hey Caleb, have you ever thought about boxing? Because all you'd have to do is just forget to kick." And I think you could see him, like, from the start, the potential. Jonathan Reed could see the potential that Caleb Plant had in him, and he did. He took that potential. He became world champion. So Saunders, yeah, I got Saunders right. Who else is there? Plant, yeah. Benavidez, yeah. Smith, yeah. And then you got Canelo, yeah. Anyone else? Yeah, yeah. I'd put Caleb Plant. I think I put Caleb Plant as the weakest of the champions. Then I just like I said with the others, with your Billy Joe Saunders, with your Callum Smiths and your David Benavidez, is you just don't know where they are just yet because they haven't had that test, and it's super frustrating because I can't give you that list. You know what I mean? I probably right now I would go weakest of the champions, Caleb Plant. Then I'd put in Benavidez. Then I'd put Canelo's number one, right? If he's still in that division, we don't know what Canelo's hopping on about every fucking where, right? But Canelo's at number one, saying he's in that division just for this argument, this point's sake. Then I'd probably put Callum Smith, then Billy Joe Saunders, then your Benavidez, then your Caleb Plant. That's how I'd see it. But good question nonetheless. How do you see it? Do you see Caleb Plant as the favourite over Smith, or do you see Smith as the favourite over Caleb Plant? I think I put Smith as the favourite over Caleb Plant. Introducing now John Ryder here, looking a lot more shorter. You think Billy Joe Saunders is worse than David Benavidez? Nah, David Benavidez just. I think Billy Joe Saunders is a lot more technical, and I like that technical aspect of Billy Joe. Oh, on size, yeah, I suppose on size. Yeah, definitely. I just think Billy Joe would box to a game plan against the likes of a David Benavidez if he was in against the ring, almost to the sense of like he did with, like Billy Joe Saunders has shown that he can box to orders, like he did against David Lemieux, and shown that he can look really good when it comes to boxing to orders. And I think he would just box to orders against someone like a David Benavidez and see through the fight. Different sort of stories against like a Callum Smith and things, who's also got that technical prowess, but. I think I rate Billy Joe over. I like Plant a lot. I think pick him over everyone except Callum and Canelo. Okay, interesting. So you think he beats Billy Joe Saunders? He did batter Scatterguy, and Scatterguy is a good fighter. Scatterguy is a really good fighter, and he did put one on him. I just don't know, man. For me personally, I think he's the weakest of the lot. I think Benavidez would beat Caleb Plant. Yeah, Canelo would. Billy Joe Saunders. Yeah, that's just how I see it. Happy to be proven wrong. I quite like Caleb. I like Jonathan Reed as well. He's been training with him. John Ryder, Callum Smith not looking at John Ryder, which is interesting. Whereas John Ryder's been boring a hole straight through him. Fight's about to start, but I appreciate your question though. Probably got me thinking. Thanks for that. Snake Hips, appreciate it. Bell for the first round rings. Mundo at the centre of the ring, just hopping back and forth. Neither of them have done anything at the moment, but look at the size difference, man. If you're watching this, look at the size. Just finding his right. Ryder's gonna have to come in, negate that size, and throw overhand rights. If you wanna, or throw overhands in general. If you wanna negate a size very quickly, you can chop the man down by throwing to the body early, or you can close the gap by throwing over the top. A little bit more wild, a little bit open when you do that, but it's a way in for John Ryder. I'm sure they've got the tactics and they know what they're doing here. But Callum Smith just looking to find that range when John Ryder does try to step in a little bit. Just slowly you can see him inching. He's at least trying to inch, and then Callum Smith just putting him off with these jabs. Nothing just yet from either of them. Just the jab, just trying to put off John Ryder. Ryder standing in front of Callum. Now a little bit closer. Can't tell just with the feet because my laptop's just cutting it off, unfortunately. Good shot to the body from Callum. Stepping in now, finding the range now, unloading a little bit. No, it's all covered up. Good cover here from Callum. Both, I think, the majority of those shots got through, but none of them really thrown with any power there from John. I think he knew that Callum had it all covered up. But when he got in there, he wasn't afraid to throw. But John not taking anything here. Callum's not caught him on with anything as he's coming forward. Just taking his time is John Ryder. Trying to the feet touch a little bit there. He had the range, but he didn't throw. Steps in with a jab. Callum Smith sees it and moves off to the right. Here we go. Stepping in with a jab, then a combination. Callum Smith blocks it on his guard. 1-2 from Callum. The one with the jab got through. Throws a right hand. Does Callum and catches on the guard of Ryder. Bell for the first time rings. Not a lot happened there. Very, very tentative, very technical. Each fighter wanted to see what the other one was doing. So no real action there. But a good sign is that Ryder was able to find his range, and then when he found his range, at some points he didn't want to go forward and take the opportunity, but because he was wary of the jabs that Callum Smith was pouring out. But he did take those couple of opportunities where then, in response to that, Callum Smith would put his guard up and not respond, with checks or anything like that. But the guard was solid from Callum, and John Ryder wasn't able to get anything through. But he saw that as well. He didn't stay there, got out of there and reset. He's Derek Chisora with.
Super middleweight champion with that win against George Groves, that defence and emphatic win against Hassan N'Dam at Madison Square Garden. Ryder again just springs in there, and that's exactly the same combination we landed in the first round.
Good jab there this time from Ryder. Now he unloads. He's got Callum on the back. Callum switches the position. He had Ryder onto the ropes, so the referee splits, and Ryder intelligently gets towards the centre. Ducks out the way of a jab, using his muscles I'm trying to say here. Using his core there to duck out the way of that jab. Shoots a left hook, then one to the head. One's low as well. Didn't get one from that. Step with the jab and an uppercut from Callum Smith. Doesn't get through. They were blocked. A jab and a right hook from Callum is blocked as well. Good body shot there from Callum. Single jab from Callum, misses. John Ryder slips it. John Ryder's standing in front of Callum. Callum's not getting anything off. I think he's happy to just circle around him and just wait. Just counter him as he throws something, or counter him as he comes on the way in. Single jab gets through from Ryder and Callum. A single jab, then a shot to the body from Callum Smith. Reaching with the jab a little bit there is Smith. Left hooks, right hooks to the body, just getting off here, covering up his Callum. An uppercut, tries to shoot an uppercut, but the uppercut is blocked. Then tries to shoot a left hook off of the clinch, does Callum, but Glover sees it coming. Then he gets one on the top of the head, does Ryder. He looks hurt a little bit here. Takes a shot, yeah. Now a couple of shots have got through now. It was a 1-2 that got through from Callum, partially blocked on the gloves, but there was one shot that just looked like it caught the top of the head, which made Glover think a little bit there. Good uppercut, then left hook, I think that was. Now Callum just finding his range and being out of range when Ryder steps forward. Ryder being quite intelligent. He's leaning in as opposed to stepping forward, which is just putting off Callum, and then will step forward, which puts Callum off. He doesn't know whether he's leaning. He slips out of the way with a jab there, then comes back with his own. Good work there from John Ryder. Decent round of action there. What type of chance do I give to John Ryder? Ivana Humpalot, Ricardo Shilly-Shally, Snake Hips is asking that question. 3 of a kind. I give John Ryder... I mean, his chances increase as the fight goes on, doesn't it? At the moment, I'll probably give him a 15% chance, if I'm putting it in percentages. As I'm picking up what they're saying on the Sky commentary, he's creating a little bit of insecurities on Callum Smith, and if he keeps creating those insecurities where Callum Smith doesn't know whether he's coming in and he's not going to check him as he comes in or try and counter when he does get off some work, and John Ryder's doing really well to lean in, so it looks like he's stepping forward, but he doesn't, and he doesn't know if he's actually coming in to engage it or he isn't. Those sort of things and putting those questions in Callum Smith's mind is going to help him as he gets towards the fight. And Callum Smith returns in cover by blocking. So a couple of those shots will get through, and he might be able to outland him as such, but it'll be those telling punches from Callum Smith, which if he can get out of the way of those using his height in a sense, because he's shorter, to duck out of the way of those jabs and slip those hooks to the head as such, if he can do that, then his chances increase as the round goes on. But at the moment he's not pouring it on just yet, and I think when he pours it on, he'll be taking those chances more if he maybe feels he's down on the cards. But as the fight goes on, I think Ryder's chances get better. By how much I don't really know, but Callum Smith now being a little bit more active in this round. I think we're in the third one. Shooting with a right, I think it was a left actually. Slipping out the way of the jab this time around is Ryder. Slips out the way of another jab. This time partially blocks a right hook from Callum Smith. Slips out the way again of a 1-2. Single jab misses to the body from Smith. With a 1-2, then a good hook, good shot to the body from Ryder. Lots of feinting a little bit here. Feinting to shoot some shots here. No real work at the moment now. One shot to the body, then a jab in return as Callum Smith came in. Eats another jab, does Callum Smith. Single jab again from Ryder, but Ryder eats a jab in return. A double jab and then a right hand blocked on the gloves from Ryder. Ooh, good shot there. Just blocked from Ryder though. 4 punch combination there, mostly blocked from Ryder, and then he shuffles. He just angles off back into the center of the ring. Good work there from Ryder, slipping those punches then angling off, but doesn't get any punches off though in return. Don't know if that's boxing to orders there, but good work nonetheless. A left hook there though got through, I think, and then a stiff right hand got through on Ryder. Excuse me. Callum Smith just pouring on a little bit here. A couple of those punches got through, then ducked out the way of a big, I think it was a left hook. Stepping out the way, then angling off was Ryder, but he ate 2 punches in that process. I think it was a right hook to the body from Ryder in return. As Callum Smith circles round to his right, then takes a jab as well. Just a single jab. Trade jabs there, but neither get through. On the inside, Callum Smith is gloving up. Good jab, right hand there. Then a right hook in return. Uppercut on the inside. Ducks out the way of a left hook. Misses out the way. It's hard to call here, but decent work here from Ryder. Just slipping out the way of punches, seeing them come in. Good work so far. If you can do the same thing in the later rounds, and it's going to tell, and then if you can return with those punches as well after he slipped them, then he could find opportunities. He's not doing that just yet, though. I don't know if he's pacing himself, but I'd probably, I'm not scoring this, but I'd probably just about give that round, if I was scoring this, to Callum Smith. Bit more volume, bit more work, bit more cleaner punches as well. But it's still a round in which by no means is Ryder overwhelmed. Come on, John, do it for your long lost cousin Rob Kelly. I don't know if he looks like Rob Kelly. I've only seen a couple of pictures of Rob Kelly. I'll have to get a picture up at some point. But Rob, man, a stalwart of the boxing Asylum Nut House podcast. Can't wait for them on Sundays. If you haven't listened to the Boxing Asylum Nut House podcast, every Sunday, 9 p.m. on Mixler, just search Boxing Asylum Nut House podcast, or search Boxing Asylum, or go onto YouTube and YouTube Boxing Asylum Nut House podcast. It's the kind of podcast, they know their stuff about boxing, they have a laugh, they give you their opinion, and you listen to it once, you listen to it forever. Great podcast. It's the reason why I'm doing this sort of stuff now, because I just absolutely love what they're doing. And hopefully some stuff coming soon with Steve Wellings from the Boxing Asylum in the near future, in terms of doing some live streaming with him again. They have it 1 round, I think, to Ryder actually, through the Sky card. This is Andy Lee. Backing his man to the ropes here. I think one shot was low, looked really low actually. Callum Smith didn't complain. Gloving up here, just letting Ryder get off his shots, then circling to his right, but still on the ropes though. Overhand right from Ryder. Steps in, just an uppercut in return, just blocked as well. One shovel hook to the body though. A left hook, right hook to the body from John Ryder. Then tries to come up with the overhand right, then shoots an uppercut which gets through. The left hook gets through. Good work here from Ryder. Backing his man to the ropes. Callum Smith looking to slip left and right. Has the opportunity to angle around. Now he switches it round and has Ryder on the ropes, but Ryder pushes his man back towards the centre and shoots a couple of 2-punch combinations to just angle off of that clinch there. Blocks a right hook there. Good work there. Then slips out of range. Callum Smith just finding a little bit of trouble to find his man here with some punches, at least some clean punches as well anyway. Good single shot to the body, then pushes his man towards the ropes. They're being separated. The refs allow him to get some work. Ryder just steps off of him and lets him back to the centre of the ring. Slipping a double jab there from Callum Smith as Ryder. Good cracking shot to the body there from Smith though. Oh, it's just another body shot there. That's gonna stop Ryder in his tracks from coming forward. Those hurtful body shots. John Ryder, man, coming to fight, slipping shots, so enjoying what some of the work he's doing in terms of his like defensive work with just movement. Tries to take the opportunity there on the jab, tries to move forward and get into a clinch and tries to work off, but Callum Smith sees it coming and pushes him off with a single jab. Steps in with a left hook, then a left hook to the head, then a left hook to the body. Callum Smith shoots a right hook in return and then angles off towards the centre of the ring. Good shot again to the body from Callum Smith. Stiff shots, 3-4 shots to the body there that got through really cleanly. A couple of them look really hard. It would have had me down for sure. There's a cut on the right eye of Callum Smith. I think it must have been from a head clash, and it's just coming towards, curving round to the right of his eyelid, so it's just out the way. But that could easily start to leak into his right eye. So now there's a cut here, which is going to make things a lot more interesting. Which, as Ivana Humpalot was saying, as Ricardo Shilly-Shally, as Snake Hips was saying, how do I see Ryder's chances in this fight? Well, as the fight goes along and cuts like these happen, his chances increase, and you can see, yeah, accidental clash of heads there. Callum can feel the cut happening, pause at it. Must have happened right at that point, and now he's got a cut. Not too bad of a cut at all, and it's like I said, it's curving down towards away from his eye. However, that could worsen, and John Ryder would do well to start trying to aim some punches towards that cut to make it worse. Good stuff. I like Steve Wellings. He's a funny dude who knows his stuff. 100%. He knows his stuff, and he has a good laugh as well with it. So Steve will be in my next video, and hopefully he'll be in an upcoming soon live stream as well. So do look out for that. Yeah, stepping forward now with an uppercut and a jab. A good high guard though from Callum. Not a lot gets through on that guard. I don't know if that just says quite a lot about either the output in terms of power that Ryder's putting through, or just the power that Ryder has. If he's just conserving it, or it's just not able to get through. I think he's just conserving it at this point. In terms of putting on a performance at the moment, Callum Smith really isn't doing it. Although he tries to shoot a shot at a counter, which I think just caught Ryder there. Shoots a right hook as well. Left hook on the inside, then left hook to the body, just partially blocked from Ryder. Ryder leaning in, then trying to shoot a couple of shots. Good left hook there, and left hook and a right hook from Ryder there. Couple of good shots there. Now back on the inside. Trying to lean forward. Callum Smith wisely takes a back step and shoots a couple of jabs. Shoots a overhand right. Blocked on the gloves of Ryder. Stepping forward again, leaning with the head. Then stepping out of the range. Slipping and angling off towards the left of Callum Smith. Then resetting. Josh A.H. We're in round 5. Smash the like and subscribe if you're new here. Good single jab there from Ryder. 1, 2, 3, 4 punch combination. Then Ryder then pushes him off with his elbow, then lands in a stiff jab of his own. Now backing Callum Smith towards the ropes and trying to get off a barrage of punches, but Callum Smith wisely smothers him, ties up his arms. Ryder with a couple of punches on the inside as Callum Smith is gloving up again. Overhand right gets through from John Ryder, and another one which catches. Left hook there from Callum Smith. Hard left hook though in return. Wings another left hook, and John Ryder moves with great head movement, moves out of the way of it. Moves out of the way of an uppercut as well. Just starting to liven up here. Left hook there from John Ryder gets through, and Callum Smith is in a little bit of trouble here. Single jab misses from Callum. Just stepping off the gas now, John Ryder. Shot to the body in the clinch. This time, neither of them are looking to get into any work. Back to the head is there as Ryder gets in a shot of his own, then slips out of the way of Callum. Shots a jab, then a left hook. Wildly misses from Callum Smith. Good uppercut, then right hand from Callum though. Blood now just starting to trickle down Callum's face as well as the bell for the 5th round rings. If you're new here, smash the like and subscribe to the channel. I do these live streams for all the big fights. It's great to have you here. I interview for Boxing News TV. I'll have interviews, so go to Boxing News TV and smash like and subscribe and check out some interviews. I'll be having interviews and more content coming up soon, and a special thank you video coming up on Sunday or at the latest on Monday. So do smash the like and subscribe to the channel. We're in round 6 now, Arcadius. So if you're going to say, oh no way, then you might say it then. But yeah, we're in round 6 now, and Ryder's putting in a really good performance here so far. Doing really well at times, and causing Callum Smith a lot of problems. Josh A.H., good to have you in here. Arcadius, good to have you in here. Again, smash the like and subscribe to the channel. I'm interviewing. I was at the weigh-in yesterday. I got to interview David Diamante. I got to film the weigh-in. I'll be doing more interviews in the future, so they'll be coming out on this channel as well as Boxing News TV. So do go over there and smash the like and subscribe. I get to give you my insight from watching it. Sorry, being at the events. I'm going to be at Midlands Mayhem as well next week. Can't wait for that. Single jabs have just slipped. Ryder's able to slip out the way of him. 1-2 from Callum there. A double jab right hand from Callum, and John Ryder just sees it easy and just steps out the way of it. He's so, because of the height difference, does really well to just slip out of the way of it. Tries to land a right hook to the body there, just a little bit low, and it catches on the thigh of Callum Smith. But I saw the idea he was going with there. Wasn't quite able to execute it, but is now stepping out of the range of Callum Smith. You'd think maybe he'd be on the end of the jab, but he isn't, because of the issues and the questions that Ryder has caused Callum Smith to think about, because he's been leaning in with his head and then stepping out, and he doesn't know if he's going to step in to check him or not. So Callum Smith, Ryder has set those questions first, and it's causing trouble at Callum, but who now just lands a triple jab in return, actually, as I'm saying that. Ryder not with a lot of output this time round. Callum Smith just with a few more punches, not able to back his man up to the ropes at the moment. A lot of scratches on the back of Callum as well. I don't know if it's just like whistles of dried blood or something. Not a lot of output at the moment, so I'll just get to what you guys are saying. D-Man, loving the channel, mate. Second time on. D-Man, great to have you here. Would be great to see you in future streams as well, but pleasure to have you here, D-Man. Josh A.H. Callum not even trying. Mate, Callum's just not dealing with the problems that Ryder's posing him at the moment. That's the issue. Great right hand, though, this time from Callum. It was clean right hand got through. Ryder took it, though. He looks exactly the same as he did before he took the right hand, so... Got a bit of a beard as Ryder. Bit of a round off here for Ryder. He's not been able to do what he's been able to do in the previous rounds to Callum. Callum boxing pretty well and finding the distance this time around and keeping off him on the end of those jabs and those right hands. Good work here from Callum. Excuse me. Good head movement from Callum causes Ryder to leap in and be off balance, but Callum doesn't make him pay for it. Good single jab and then a clinch as the bell for that round rings. Good action this time round from Callum. He must have got orders in his corner to step it up with the volume this time round, because the volume just hasn't been there from Callum, and then keep him on the range of that jab and those jabs and those right hands, because John Ryder has found it all too easy when he's wanted to step forward and then lead off some punches, even if they haven't got through cleanly, even if they've been caught in the gloves or the arms or whatever it has. John Ryder hasn't been made to pay. He's been able to angle off from the combination, and every so often Callum Smith will be able to get in a few punches. But this time round is the round where you could probably say conclusively, especially with that sweet right hand that he landed straight down the pipe on John Ryder, that Callum Smith has won. John Ryder, I think, probably maybe took that round off, but still good head work, head movement at times, and that's been the key as well. Movement and head movement, body movement as well from John Ryder. That's been a difference. If you're new here, smash the like and subscribe to the channel. Good to have you guys here. I see some new faces in here. I do the live streams. I interview for Boxing News TV and ES News. And I've got interviews coming up on this channel. I've got a thank you video for you guys coming up as well on Sunday. By the latest Monday, it'll be out. And it'll be an engaging video. I'd like to get your opinions on it. But yeah, smash a like and subscribe to the channel. It'd be great to have you here on future streams as well. Into the next round, a good jab there from John Ryder. He's pushing his man back to the ropes with an uppercut that got through, then a left hook to the body. Another one, which is blocked from Callum Smith. Just the elbow on the point of the rib cage there, as then Callum Smith tries to angle out and shoot a left hook, which is blocked on the gloves of Ryder. Shoots another left hook, which just misses the ear of John Ryder. John Ryder back to the center ring, eats a left hook to the body though this time round. They just clinch towards the center ropes. Ryder's been able to push his man at times back to the ropes and then get off a barrage of punches. Nothing too clean, to be honest with you. But one of the telling things is the crowd are quiet. The crowd are really quiet. And that kind of gives you an inclination of what they're seeing as well. And what maybe the judges might be seeing when they see is good couple of shots to the body, though, this time from Callum. More body work is needed just to slow down John Ryder. He's not put like a tremendous output, but he's not been negated either by body punches and making him pay. In this clinch, Callum Smith is gloving up, but he's taking shots to the body. It shoots a shot to the body himself. There's a nice right shovel hook to the body. Double left hook this time round. The first left hook got through. The second left hook didn't. After the clinch, he shoots another left hook, but it's just smothered a little bit, as in return, a left and a right hook get through from John Ryder, who's pushed his man to the back of the ropes. Two clean punches get through on Smith, and a left hook gets through on Smith as well. In a little bit of trouble here is Callum Smith. Gloving up here is the left hook that done the damage here. In return, Callum Smith tried to shoot his own left hook, but it didn't get through. Glove, another overhand, this time an overhand right, and uppercut rocks the head of Smith here. Not in too much trouble, but he's gloving up and not shooting back in return. Back to the center of the ring is Callum. In return, he fires a right hook of his own. He's trying to shoot a check. I think he's trying to shoot a left hook. Ryder sees it, slips under it, then returns back. Jumps forward with the right hook. Does John Ryder, pushing his man towards the back of the ropes. On his man now, cutting the ring off. Misses wildly with a left hook to the body, does Callum. A good right hand to the body though from Callum. I think it just got through. Stepping out the way of the jab is Ryder, showing good head movement and good distance management here from John Ryder and Callum. You think the distance management would be here with Callum Smith, but it isn't. It's John Ryder, at least at this point, putting it on his man now. Left uppercut to the head as they clinch, and he's back on the ropes. And Callum Smith isn't returning back with any punches here. He's just letting a couple of these punches get through, and the round is punctuated by a left uppercut, which rocks the head of Callum Smith, and he smiles. Let's see what you guys are saying. Whilst you guys are saying what you're saying in the chat, I'll get to it. Smash the like and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Lots of content coming through. Interviews. I interview for Boxing News TV and ES News. Go over to Boxing News TV and ES News and check out my interviews. I'm able to bring that insight over, and then hopefully in the future, I've got planned already interviews to come over to this channel as well. As well as doing a thank you video for you guys. I hit recently 100 subscribers, which was my goal for the channel. I've got new goals now. So I've got a thank you video coming up on Sunday. By the latest, it'll be out on Monday, but it's thanking you guys, and it's a question I'm asking you guys to thank you, as well as thanking you for your support, and it'll get you engaged with it. And much more content as well. The Contender series, where I look at the contender, make some jokes and memes, and make you laugh with it, and interviewing the contenders who left the show as well, and seeing what they were up to after they exited the show. So do smash the like and subscribe to the channel. I will get to your questions after this round. I do apologise, I didn't mean to in that one, but the bell for the round has rang. Callum Smith is now up in his outlook, at least in the first 10 seconds there. Now doubling up with the jab, which is going to be key. Single jab this time around from Callum. It's blocked on the gloves. John Ryder is able to slip it, and then in return come over left hook, then a right hook to the body. Sorry, a left hook to the body, then a right hook to the head, which got through. Again, if John Ryder had a little bit more power. Uppercut this time. He's able to keep his man on the ropes. Left hook, right hook to the head. Callum Smith not returning with any punches, slipping out the way of a left hook as well. John Ryder can't slip out of the way of that low left hook to the body. It's on the belt, I think, at least from Mundo. Eats a stiff jab though. That time does Ryder. And eats another one as well, doubling up with that jab, tripling up that time. Single jab again from Callum Smith. No output at the moment from either of the fellas. Good left hook to the body there from Callum. I think the heads clashed there. Callum Smith's complaining about that accident. It was an accidental head clash. Yeah, nothing intentional there, but a little bit of a dance there from John Ryder. What happened there? He just crossed his feet. Don't know if he just slipped a little bit. A single jab from John Ryder. Single jab to the body this time again. Goes high and low, does John Ryder. And that straight jab from Callum Smith, he just had trouble landing it the whole fight really, because of the height difference, I think, and then the movement that John Ryder's been able to show with his head and body. Tries to pin his man on the ropes, and this time Callum Smith angles off to his left, trying a little bit of shoulder roll, just John Ryder there, but he gets caught with a couple of shots. Inside the clinch, an uppercut right hand from Ryder as his right hand is trapped by Callum. Still on the ropes. Good left hook from Callum Smith. He shifts his body off the centre line to the right. Eats a right hook this time round. And he's separated by the ref. And the back towards the centre. Ref's admonishing him for something. Triple 3-punch combination from Callum. All blocked from John Ryder. Triple jab there. All missed from John Ryder. He's able to just slip the head a little bit off the centre line. Move out of the way of those punches. Single jab, then a right hand, then a left hook. All missed wildly from Callum. I tell you what, these shorter fighters seem to start now being the reckoning of some of these taller fighters. We saw it with AJ and Ruiz, and I'm probably just generalising a little bit here, but at times these shorter fighters are able to negate the height. And good was it a single jab there, got through there from John Ryder. Good work there just at the end of that round. Let's see what you guys are saying. Again, smash the like and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. I do these live streams. I interview for Boxing News TV and ES News. I've got interviews coming up on this channel as well. I cover the contender, make some jokes and memes, and then interview the contenders as I left the show. Let's get to what you guys are saying. Let's have a look. D-Man was in here. Callum not even trying. Callum's just having a lot of problems, Josh AH. Throw me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Not you guys here. Smash the thumbs up. Callum looks too drained. Callum looks... I don't know what he looks like. It just looks like he's not able to deal with the problems that John Ryder's posing him. Who do you think will win and how? I think if John Ryder keeps doing what he's doing, Duncan, then John Ryder's going to come through this, at least in my opinion, on points. However, through the later rounds, the power that Callum Smith does have, especially at super middleweight, the power that he just possesses because he's a freak at super middleweight, might tell. So we'll see as it comes through the later rounds. What round are we in now? We're in... I can't tell, sorry, I apologize. We're in round 9, so there's still championship rounds to come yet. So Joshua Varese 2, who you got winning? 419 Niger, I'll let you know afterwards. They've got a draw have on Andy Lee's card. I will get to Joshua Varese after. We can talk about it after. Callum, this round, you can Bengali. Great to have you here. Will Gaming, great to have you here. Second time in this channel. Brilliant to have you here as well. Callum betted on himself 6th round or over. We'll see if he starts putting that output. Smith points, wouldn't mind seeing John take it. He could earn big money for unification fight. Canelo would want that Ryder fight for sure. You covering Wilder versus Ortiz too? D-Man, I'm not too sure just yet, in honesty. I'll let you guys know after this stream. Good left hook there from Callum. I'll get back to your comments in a moment after this round. Ryder again pouring forward. Left hook, right hook. Callum complaining to the referee because Ryder pushed him forward off and he was leaning off to the ropes. And the referee giving him a stiff warning here. Gotta be careful of just some home cooking in case a point gets taken off for that. It was quite a stiff admonishment, stiff warning there. I wouldn't be surprised if a point gets taken off down the line for something a little bit, contentious, a little bit trivial. Good jab there from John Ryder. Single jab from Callum Smith, out of range, blocked. Single jab again, slip from John Ryder. Right hook, slip from John Ryder. Just comes around the back of Callum Smith, and the referee separates them. Good body shot there though from Callum in return. It was a right hook, overhand right there from Callum, from Ryder in return. Backing up his man again to the ropes. Then Callum locks up his arms, so Ryder isn't able to work, but he's shooting a left. His left hand is free. You got a left hook and then a left to the body and then to the head through. As I separate back to the ref and then back into the centre of the ring. Centre of the ring is where Callum Smith should be getting off his work, but he's just not able to do it. Backed up again to the ropes through a right hook, pushed into the back of the ropes. He's trying to counter off a barrage of punches with hooks to the body. As Callum is not being able to get through. A couple of these punches though, that a good left uppercut though from Ryder, but a couple of these punches, well, a lot of these punches from John Ryder, although they're getting through not clean, getting through sloppy. They're landing on places that aren't maybe scoring shots for judges, and we'll see how the referees see these shots. But it's good work though in general, at least from my eye. Good right hand there. I think it just missed actually, I'd probably have to say. He shot an uppercut there as well, which just missed as well. Low shot I think there to the body from Callum. John Ryder didn't complain. Single jab to the head from Ryder. Looking to go low to the body, but shoots up with a shot to the head, and then Callum again clinching, tying up his man, head to head, toe to toe, trying to get through an uppercut through the guard to split the guard of Callum Smith. Doesn't get through. 4 or 5 punch combination. 4 of those punches missed from Callum Smith. Left hook, right hook to the body from John Ryder. A right hook Callum Smith shoots, trying to push down as well the head of John Ryder. Just missed. 419 Niger, you doing Wilder versus Ortiz too? I'm not sure. If I get this audience, then I get in. If you guys stick around, then hell yeah, like I'll do it. But with the American cards, it tends to be they see more American, they watch more American channels, and maybe I'll let you know towards the end of the stream if I'm gonna do it. But if you're new here, smash the like and subscribe to the channel. If you want me to do it, like I'll do it, kind of thing. Is there a big crowd in there? It looks there. Ben from Box News TV is there. He's covering it tonight. And I can see empty seats. I can see a few empty seats, especially towards the top left of my screen right now. I don't think it's as big as a crowd as maybe it might seem. UK Bengali, keep doing this. You're going to get lots of subscribers. I appreciate the support from UK Bengali and everyone else here in the channel. Everyone else is subscribed. Has anyone seen Lydia from Anfield TV? Huge fan. I haven't seen Lydia. 419 Niger, I'll get to Joshua Ruiz. Just right now, I'll say to you. No, I can't even pick it. I rewatched Roger Ruiz 2 myself as well with Van Humpelot. Smash a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. I'd appreciate your support, guys. Bell for the 10th round. I think we're in rings. Yeah, 10 of 12. Getting to the championship rounds now. Telling a hard right hand there from Callum Smith. Shoots with a double jab right hand. All 3 punches miss. John Ryder with great movement, and he's kept up that great movement through all 10 rounds so far. 419 Niger, Canelo will smash Smith. On this performance, I completely agree with you. Good right hand up to the top, then a shot to the body from Ryder, then ends the combination with a shot up top. I think it was a left hook he ended up the combination. Paul Smith, I can see sitting next to LCS, is barking instructions to Callum. I don't know what he said to him. Callum unleashes, I think it was a 4-punch combination there, all smothered again. He's smothered his work and he's pushed again back towards the ropes as John Ryder gets through some smothered punches, but punches nonetheless. Nothing quite telling it. He's got his glove on the throat of Callum Smith as he's then pushed back towards the ropes again. Single jab, then a left hook. Callum just looking a little bit awkward here. Left hook, right hook to the body. Then an overhand right, partially blocked from Callum Smith. Tying up his man here, so the left hand is free. Now tying up both arms. The referee allowing it to happen. Then he calls for break. Not admonishing Smith here. Right hand misses from Callum Smith. Right hand to the body though gets through this time. Tries to catch and counter with a jab, does Ryder, but it misses. Eats a jab as well as he comes forward, does John Ryder. Good shot to the body though from Callum Smith. Single jab from Callum. 419 Niger, who I got in the cards. I haven't been scoring it, but purely by eye test, I'd probably give it to John Ryder, but purely on eye test. Just a good shot there from Callum. He caught Ryder coming in, I think. Backing his man again, this time to the corner by the ring post. Waiting for the referee to separate him, but John Ryder getting in some work. Locking up his man, tying up his man now. Stopping John Ryder from getting some work. Trying to unleash a left hook as he steps back, but John Ryder's out the way of it. Good uppercut there, just at the end of the round from John Ryder. Yeah, smash the like and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Do these live streams. I interview boxers. Interviews with boxers are coming up soon on the channel as well. I've got a thank you video that features David D. Manny, that features Asgi Taher, that features Lerone Richards, Dennis McCann. All on that video coming up on my channel on tomorrow or Monday latest. So you'll get interviews with fighters on this channel coming up very soon. So do smash the like and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Check out the Contender series I'm doing where I go back on it, throw in some jokes and some memes, and then I interview the boxers that were on the Contender and talk about their time that they had, and how the career went on after they left the channel, left the series, sorry. And then I do live reactions for the big fights, and you can join me. 2 cuts now here, almost like Tyson Fury. A cut on the right, 3 cuts actually, and the 1 cut is really bad on Callum Smith's eye. A lot of I think it's the Vaseline on John Ryder's eye there. I don't know how he's got away with that. On eye test purely, I have John Ryder winning. Good uppercut though. Uppercut right hand there. If the uppercut was a talent shot. Good right hand though from Callum Smith as well. Single jab, but again, closing down the distance. John Ryder just brushing forward now. It's less about the tactics and less about taking the time, about stepping in. Now just brushing forward. He's got to be careful not to get caught on the end of one as he gets through. 4-punch combination to the body. Callum Smith just tying up his man here. Now they're separated by the referee. Left hook, then right hook to the body. Left hook to the body, then right hand to the head from Callum Smith. Another right hook to the body. Just misses. Good head movement from Ryder. Feints to shoot to the head, but gets a good left hook though from John Ryder, backing up his man again. Callum Smith in tough tough opposition here in John Ryder. Backing up his man again to the ropes, finding it all too easy just to catch him there and then try and get off some work. Hasn't been able to do it this time around. Just 4 punch combination to the body here from Ryder, then an uppercut. And smothered with he's just catching the shots on his forearm and the gloves there. This is Callum Smith. He's not been able to get anything clean. Double jab right hand. The first jab misses. The second is caught in the gloves and the right then misses. Then eats a jab from John Ryder. Who do you have winning right now? Tell me your scorecards. How many rounds do you have it winning to either fighter? Right hook to the body from John Ryder. Ooh, just eats a good body shot though on the end of that as they trade hooks. Good right hand though from Ryder here. Oh, and another left hook there from Ryder. They're trading hooks here. Now they clinch, toe to toe, head to head. Good action here. Trading hooks and Ryder looks like he's been caught by one. Ah, oh, no, he's got a good beard as this fella. Winging shots now from Callum, looking to trade with each other. John Ryder just stepping up. He's got to be careful not to get caught. Slips out the way of a right hook. Let me know who you've got right now. Who you got winning coming up into the final round. 3-4 punch combination. Most of them are blocked on the gloves of Callum Smith, but I think the right hook got through. The right hook's been getting through quite a lot from. Oh, smashing right hook from John Ryder and Callum Smith, and he's got Callum Smith rocked here. Brilliant shot from John, and he's shooting again. Another left hook, right hook now come through. Callum Smith gloving up. Left hook gets through the guard. Oh, cracking action here. John Ryder is on the cusp of what looks like maybe even a knockout, but an upset at least. One more round to get through this. John Ryder. Eye test for me says John Ryder's winning this. How have you guys seen it as we come into the last round? As we come into the last round, I got 25 of you guys in here. I've got 11 likes. Smash the like. Help me get up to 20 likes and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Help me get up to. Help me get another 6 subscribers if you can. If you're new here, smash a like and subscribe to the channel. I interview for Boxing News TV, so go over to Boxing News TV and like and subscribe on the channel. Check out my interviews that I did. Yesterday I got to interview David Diamante. I was at the weigh-in yesterday for this fight. I'll be at the fight for Midlands Mayhem and Ben Faruqi will be covering Joshua versus Reese 2. I'm doing a series on the Contender where I watch the Contender, putting some jokes and memes, and then I interview the contenders after the fact on my channel. So check it out. Bell for the 12th and final round rings. Eye test for me says John Ryder's win this. We'll see if Callum Smith can knock out his opponent. Here it goes. More of the same. John Ryder pouring it on here, not letting Callum Smith get away from the ropes. A lot of block shots here. There's a lot of shots that are blocked. Andy Lee's got one round up to Callum Smith, which is a little bit strange to me. Again, I've not been scoring it. It's purely eye test. Oh, eats the right hook though. Eats another one. John Ryder eats 2 right hooks there. Callum Smith on the back foot here, just not being able to get out of the way of the ropes here. John Ryder cutting off his man, but John Ryder's not having the success he had in the previous rounds. At the moment, just shoots a single shot to the body, then a left hook, then now backs his man up. Great uppercut there to split the guard. Then Callum Smith ties up his man. John Ryder backs up his man back towards the ropes, not shooting off just yet. The referee splits them now. Don't get complacent here, John Ryder. See to the bell. Don't get caught with anything here. Don't allow them to take any points off you either. It'll be interesting to see the scorecards. I'm not saying anyone's winning in terms of my scorecard points because I haven't been scoring it, but purely on an eye test, I'm going with John Ryder at the moment. Good combination there from Smith. I think at least one of the punches got through that time round. Again, stepping forward, John Ryder finding it all too easy to close that distance. Left hook to the body inside the clinch. It's all a bit messy. Good right hand though there from Callum Smith. Left hook, right hand there from Callum Smith. Now finding it a little bit easy now just to put him on the end of those punches. Slips out the way of the 3-punch combination. Callum Smith ties up his man there, trying to get in some work in within the clinch, but now John Ryder ties up his man. He knows what he's doing here. This is probably going to be at the moment a Callum Smith round. Good left hook, right hook combination, and four of them. Full punch combination there. And the right hook there gets through from John Ryder on Callum Smith. Callum Smith tried to answer back and return. They're wrestling with each other. Callum Smith bent over the ropes now. Split by the referee. Back towards the centre of the ring here. Don't get caught with anything. Off his balance there, Callum Smith. Backed up towards the ropes again. Bit of a headlock there from John Ryder. Breathing out his mouth a little bit here. He's just got to see it through. His dreams. A good body shot from Callum. His dreams here, his hopes are on the line. He's just got to see it through if he wants to answer that bell. And for eye test wise, I see him coming through it. Good uppercut right hand there from John Ryder on Callum Smith. The crowd are on fire here. Eats a right hook though, does Ryder. And the bell for the last round rings. And for me, purely on eye test, I haven't been scoring it. John Ryder has beaten Callum Smith. It's close though. Even with the eye test, it's close. It's very close. I'll have to say that even on the eye test, it is still close. Smash the like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. We've had a great fight. I've brought you the action here and it's been great to have you guys on board. Stick around with me for the decision and the interviews afterwards, and I'll let you know if I'm doing the Wilder versus Ortiz fight. But smash the like and subscribe to the channel. Got a thank you video coming up soon on Sunday, tomorrow, or Monday at the latest, featuring Asgi, Tyson Fury's assistant coach, featuring Dennis McCann, up and coming UK prospect, featuring Hamza Shiraz, up and coming UK prospect, featuring Oscar Bevis from IFL TV, Ryan Elliott from Boxing Social, David Diamante, and myself, of course, covering the Contender, bringing you jokes and memes on the Contender. Other content coming up soon, and a big in works is a big live stream with other YouTubers is hopefully going to happen in the works for another fight coming up soon. So smash the like and subscribe to the channel. It'd be great to have you guys here in the future. Had some new names in here, had some old names in here returning, but been a great night of action. And for me, John Ryder has pipped this on the eye, but it is close, and we'll stick here for the decision and the interviews, and we'll see if a shock upset has happened with John Ryder taking the championship from Callum Smith. It would be a massive upset. This would be an absolutely massive upset. But the only people like Ryder and his team knew it was going to happen. They believed in this, and it could come up for them. Don't forget a draw could happen. Don't forget there could be a draw. Do not forget about a draw. Here we go, scorecards. 117, 111. Nah, this is all going to Callum Smith. 116, 112. No, it's all going to Callum Smith. Yep. So it's gone to Callum Smith on UD. I mean, I had it a lot differently. Nine rounds to 3. Man. A lot of boos here. We're in Liverpool and there's a lot of boos happening. Yeah, for sure he won't get it on the cards. That's man. Definitely a lot closer than those cards, and that's very, very unfair to a boxer that's putting a fantastic performance against Callum Smith. And for my eye, I think he won. I didn't score it. I'll probably have to go back and score it. And I will admit, a lot of those punches weren't clean, and a lot of them landed on elbows, and they were blocked and such from both of them, for sure. But the arena is emptying pretty quickly. There was a lot of boos as well from the crowd, and Callum Smith is victorious against John Ryder, 9-3 on the cards. 117-112 was another one, and yeah, we had it a lot closer in here. Champ Boxer saying Ryder won that fight. Chris Eubank Jr. could beat Smith tonight. Chris Eubank Jr. would have probably knocked out Smith at this point in that performance. Ryder will get robbed. Big fight Canelo. Yeah, that big fight's on the horizon, so maybe the robbing was in the offing. Smash a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Don't please do subscribe on your way out if you're heading out. Pleasure to have you here though as well. Let's just stay around for the interview, see what the guys say. But again, smash like and subscribe to the channel. Great to have you guys here. What do I think of Time Booth? Seen a few of his videos. Time Booth is funny guy. Callum Smith admitting that it wasn't the best performance of himself, so yeah, he admits it himself. It wasn't the best performance. Look at that cut. That cut is terrible as well. Canelo's taking that Smith fight now. Maybe it's exactly what he needed. I've got a new subscriber to the channel. Let's check out who it is. I just missed it, but thank you for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you joining the channel. Again, if you're new here, smash a like and subscribe to the channel. Likely doing a live stream for Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz later on in the night, so do join me as well. We'll get the action probably from 2 or 3 a.m. So do join me as well for Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz. That's likely going to happen. Got content coming out tomorrow or Monday at the latest, and I got new content and interviews with boxers coming up on the channel as well. And I interview for Boxing News TV and ES News, so check out on that channel my interviews with boxers as well. Yeah, I mean Callum's saying it himself. Callum's saying it about his performance, not his best. And Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb Plant, David Benavidez. We were saying before, weren't we, Ivana? We were saying, or Ricardo Shilachelio, Snake Hips. We were saying who would Caleb Plant be Callum Smith? Would David Benavidez beat Callum Smith? Billy Joe Saunders, Canelo? On this performance tonight, they would beat Callum Smith, and I think that's because Callum Smith just maybe didn't take his opponent as seriously, and that's left to that performance. And yeah, in the future, let's summarize quickly. Callum Smith getting victorious, and for me on my eye test, I thought John Ryder won. We'll have to go back and score it. I will admit there was a lot of punches thrown at the guards and missing and such, and not clean. We'll just stick with Ryder here. LMAO, them scorecards were way too wide. Ryder had it in my opinion, but if Callum did push it, definitely not by that wide of a margin. My theory is because of a potential big fight for Smith soon. Owen White, new to the channel, great to have you here. Smash a like and subscribe, and you're completely right. Just going to listen to John Ryder here. Eddie Hearn in the background there as well. It's a close fight either way. Yeah, like I said, Owen White, on tonight's performance, Smith isn't beating any of them. Oh man, he's just gutted, absolutely gutted. Yeah, I didn't score it eye test wise, but even eye test wise, it was close. A lot of punches were caught on the gloves and things, and nothing was clean as such. It was quite rough and ragged and awkward at times. But for me, even if it was close, I think for me, I give it the edge to John Ryder, and those scorecards just did John Ryder no justice at all. 117, 112, one whatever they had it, and the other ones, not fair at all. But Callum Smith on the rise, and like you said, Owen White, he's got Canelo, Kovalev, Billy Joe Saunders, David Benavidez, Callum Plant, a big fight in Anfield. They want that fight. They want that money. And Callum Smith keeps on trucking. Eddie Hearn saying closer than his fought. Getting some boos. If John had more power, John Ryder had more power, then you might see something different. The sport's horrible. Imagine putting all that graft that Ryder does just to get disrespected like that. Corrupt sport. I know and why. I get exactly what you mean. And sometimes it's like times like these when you just get pissed off with it. What to say, really? Like, even when you get pissed off with it, you put in that performance and you can't even get like justice on the scorecards. You can't even get like a close loss. You know what I mean? Even if it was a close loss, like by a round or two, you can't even get that. You just get like a wide loss. Don't get to hang your hat on anything. Right, Eddie's saying what Eddie's saying. Just to summarize for you guys, probably going to be doing a stream for Wilder versus Ortiz later on in the night. So please do join me for Wilder versus Ortiz, which is going to be a cracking fight tonight. Smash the like and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. If you haven't already smashed the like, do smash it now. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, do it as well. Owen White, you're new here. Great to have you here. Great to have a lot of new guys in here. Champ Boxer as well. So smash the like and subscribe to the channel. Join me on other videos as well, live reacting. Got a big live reaction coming up for a big fight with other people going to be joining me. Other names that you guys know will be joining me. So do hope you join me for that one. Got a thank you video for you guys coming up for your support, featuring boxers and other people in the sport alike, telling you about something that they have memorable to them, and I hope we'll be asking you the guys the same question as well, getting your opinions on things, doing the contender, throwing in some jokes and memes, more interviews coming up. So do smash like and subscribe to the channel. It's very poor. Ryder will probably get another chance, yeah, especially after the momentum of the victories that he had. Catch you later, Vanna Humble. Thank you. I will catch you later as well. Appreciate it. Like the other week, Crawler getting the most undeserved win ever, yeah, against Franco Chiaga, who could have gone on to, you know, get a ranking or whatever it was. Could have gone on to box, you know, to get himself in the position for a title fight, and he got stiffed, unfortunately. But that's the way the sport goes at sometimes, and yeah, it's just a bit shit at times, isn't it? Right, guys, I'm gonna head out and try and get some sleep and some food before Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz. I'm gonna be back at 2 a.m. So 2 a.m. UK time. Don't know what time that is in America, but do join me in live reacting to Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz at 2 a.m. Smash the like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll react together to that. So hope to see you guys soon. Last King of Scotland, you've just come in now. Yeah, where have you been? Where have you been? Could have made a title fight, but just to make Crawler feel good on his retirement fight. Yeah, you're Owen White. You're exactly right, man. Crawler's a nice guy and all that sort of stuff, but you just got to give, like, just in this one. Let's take this. Let's just talk about this one for example. You've got to give the guy the justice. If you saw it close, call it close. Give him the rounds and that, all that sort of stuff. But don't give him 117, 112, because that's just not how I saw it from my eye test. It's got to score it another time. You know what I mean? But yeah, last King of Scotland. Are you coming for? You're going to be there for Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz at the pub, mate. No worries, not a problem. Let me know if you're going to be here for Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz. I'll be live reacting to that at 2 a.m. So do join me. Smash a like and subscribe if you're new here. Just going to see what you guys are saying. But Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz, I will be live reacting to that on this channel. So do join me. Be here for Wilder. No worries, that's what I wanted to hear. Alright, I'm going to head out, get some sleep, get some food. Smash the like again and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Check out my other content. New content coming up soon, as well as interviews with boxers and others in the sphere. I'll see you guys soon. This has been your Cornerman Take Aims. I'll see you guys at 2 a.m. UK time for Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz. Do join me on the channel. Peace, guys.